Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking for Easy Trader. Okay, looking at the Eurodollar first, and yet once again we are in this position of consolidation. We just haven't moved from the dailies. We've now put in really three dojis in a row here, real indecision. We got the weekly pivot, monthly pivot, and well, actually we got the weekly pivot and the monthly pivot still above us, and I just can't get bullish at this juncture. I must say, really, I want to see us above this sort of trend line I've just drawn on here before I'm really feeling bullish on this market. Maybe there'll be some intraday bullish movements, but at the moment, as I say, I'm struggling to see any reason to be bullish in what is still effectively, we're still having lower highs here on the 4-hourly basis, and we managed yesterday to get in a lower low, so only marginal, but it's there and it's heading towards those January lows, so there's always a possibility we could break down here and run down towards it 110 sort of area. Okay, so that's the bigger time frame coming down to the 4-hourlies. Now I've drawn this trend line on here. A break of this would see me looking really for the bearish side of things. As I said earlier, I've drawn the upper trend line. Can't really get bullish too easily above that sort of level. So that's why I'm standing at the moment looking quite bearish at this juncture, that it could easily break down. So moving on, let's have a look at cable. Cable's moved down yesterday. It put this sort of inverted hammer into the daily 21 there, but it's broken through the Asian session. It's really heading back down towards the monthly pivot, which it could be easily on. Not an easy one necessarily to get into. Things to watch for really. Longs really. I find it in this market where we're putting lower highs in lower lows. I'd prefer to be short on this market. At least down to that monthly pivot. I've drawn a sort of trend line across the top here. There's two actually I've drawn here. There's one very, very close. I wouldn't be looking for longs aside this shorter time one. In fact, I'm going to take it off here. Really, unless we see some sort of reversal, I may look for some long opportunities. But at the moment, ideally, I'd be looking to be on the short side. We have already broken yesterday's lows, so as I said, it's a case of well, the monthly pivot's not too far away, and it could be an easy target at some point. That's not to say it won't break the upside from here. I'm in neutral at the moment. If it was to start rallying, I would have to look and ensure that the momentum and everything was lined up with me for the further upside. At the moment, it's looking, as I say, pretty bearish. So looking at the dollar yen to me is not looking wonderful. It's continued, well, it took another step up at the beginning of the month there, and it's now consolidated back into another phase. So it's sort of consolidation, some mini step, push up, consolidation, mini step, push up, and it seems to be running in that sort of road, and I find it pretty difficult to look for decent trades from it. That's not to say it doesn't have decent runs, it's just that in terms of direction it's a little bit more difficult. Now if it does break to the upside and manage to get through this hourly 50, perhaps it could be a little bit clearer and we could see a continuation towards those prior highs from 2 days ago, so from Monday's trading. So watching that and the possible R1 levels. If it pushes downside, we got pretty close to the weekly pivot, and we have got a monthly pivot below us. Do I like the downside? Not particularly at the moment, but it has put in lower highs, lower lows. Although in this shorter time phase through the Asian session, it has sort of consolidated and effectively put a short-term higher low in there and higher high. So it's put this sort of wedge pattern in there. It really just depends how it breaks out of that to perhaps give us a clue for trading this morning. If obviously if the pound and the euro do start falling downwards, this looks like a long opportunity, and it would probably make it a lot easier as long as it's correlated. Okay, Aussie dollar. Let's have a look at the bigger time frame. Another one that's is still in a very tight consolidation range. Not really seeing a lot from here in terms of opportunities right now, he says, but if it does manage to break out the top end of that consolidation, well, I'd be looking possibly at longs then, but at the moment it's just this shorter term phase, and it could yet come back. Well, it's already tested its monthly pivot, so it's not really got a target from that point of view, all over the daily pivot. So really I'd just look for a breakdown and maybe even running back down towards its if it breaks the daily pivot, maybe looking for the S1 at that point and these prior lows. So not a lot there. It's quite a difficult market really to be trading at the moment. This morning we've got some data coming out for, let me just get the right day coming up. So this morning we have the UK services PMI coming out at 9:30. The side of that, really, we've already seen many figures. We've seen the Australian GDP figures coming out, and then we've got, running into the midday, then we've got the services PMI. Services PMI, we've already got that. The ADP non-farm payrolls, not much of a mover, that one. And then we've got the Bank of Canada rate statement coming in at 3 o'clock. That could be a bigger movement, a bigger mover. Then later, at the same time, actually, we've got the ISM non-manufacturing figure, so effectively US services PMI figure coming out at 3 o'clock as well. So a couple of figures coming out at 3, which could give a bit of volatility to the market. Aside of that, really, it's down to the UK services this morning, so it could be another one of these choppy ones. Hopefully not. Have a great day. Bye for now.